We okay. Assalamu alaikum, Badung Albe Kontra Momo Jibero. Thank you and very big welcome to each and every one of you. Binding Karamo wa Yang. We just want to do a quick reaction to Honorable Dabola interviewing. Just check how we are live on Facebook because Kunomeno live, like the audience was set to only friends. So being change it to public. I just want to confirm that. But anyway, so after reaction, by the way, I want to have certain portions of the interview played here. Karamo ba nyini kala Londola Karola because Blado Bije Woluda, Yalon Daboka Diamo Yameng, Damu politician all the bari, Alpha Fanamadi. So Akadiamo Yameng, Adiamo Siar. Okay, me public. This one is super good, super good. Karamo ba bismillah.
Yeah. Afan.
Aha.
Baraka bake.
Abaraka. Ivana abaraka.
Ngonange butum parangana nyadi le gabo non kon ni tala fayje.
Because Banko Alpha Bala Diam.
Ba invite kay mom.
Andung
mbele ala moy. Ndol ka fala be dula.
Abedula.
Pure.
Baila nying Abedula Sando nying beduna 2026 konolde.
Molbe alon ne ko Abedula ba kungo kunu nga president fama kaka den kilo le lava.
President Bafong.
Adama. Ago kumun samoram dumal.
Angalo. Kumun samoram dumal.
Akai julo le tengo to nyala Abedula.
Abedula de.
Yeah.
2026 moy lolu. I just want to have the main interview here. Okay. Main interview so then the on screen sharing cannot at some point. So maybe just for the audience, if you don't mind, person lebe jemela ko lafta natla on the screen ngaw la moy nyola. Ibajala ko we can just seek your reaction on that. Then ibajala ko say analysis if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, not the no for joint and Lamin for another. Okay, so let's start with this very critical part of the interview. So by the ningo ronate dorong, then we can pick up the analysis from there. Let me see which one is this. Okay, I feel anything. Bring this to the stage.
The family go near Olumako. The my dega Oluloma. One Haran Paladi and Mabaiko, Kurkadia. While images mine. Sufeka and Madisan Langelon, Tab the far by. Sufeka Borlangelon, Tab the far, no good usend. It's a question of Manla to do Mandukanen. I thought woman UDP. Gabokati, Lord Water Kasasta. To do Mandukanen, Lord possible.
So after a lot of resignations.
Well, resignation. Okay, resignation. Being rejected, which is like Disney UDP. All this years, in fact, January since 1996, Tom Bonkain Laboka UDP, APRC Lao 2016. So, Mom, the Molifin in UDP 1996. MC Chamkain Laboka. After swing Congress B in before the local government elections. Oh, Lumo UDP. Many of them, young by sir, APRC stalwarts. So no new one UDP. Tawa and left together. Party Boham Bokuloti one. When you're not a candidate, Jerry is a candidate. Because of Lulu. When a party be the wage. Or dohanam daf ko wéccé waye xam nga moy né su féké man ki ma bëgg jël lool du bokkat ma parti bi man nga wax lool ké mo baña lan la ké mo baña wax Ibu Badiane dafa nekk di ma tàgg rek waaw amul dara lu ma wax bu ko ndëkkee moo Badiane nag loolu fi ne xale boo xam ne am na future a lot ci politique waaye wax ma ne yaa na ko waaye nag na ko xaw a tardé moom I don't know lu ko xiir ci lii waaye li ma wax mooy seen resignation letter c'est all of them kenn wax loo xam ne really is valid dañ ma bëgg a wax ne all these other thousands of people yi nga xam ne des nañ ci UDP ben te ñoom dañ juum gar mi nañ wax dëgg suma doom dafa resign because ne man su fekkee tànn leen dama dem seet suma WhatsApp feneen and he has a right to do that waaye buy ne parti doxalin parti bi looloo tax yow nga nekk national organisation bi la mën a wax ne ci executive bi lii la propose les parti bi lii la ko war a doxale somebody like Almami Tall dafa wax ne nañ def li nañ def la ne kenn ci ñoom ci ex yi nga xam ne ñu ngi ci exam muy Karafa Sonko muy Loti kenn ci ñoom mu ñoo daan at the executive level kii Malick Sow kenn ci ñoom at the executive level kenn Moustapha Sodia ne donc man dama gis sa parti bi li moo demee nii non if anything is saying mooy ne Adama Barrow naka lañ ko takkulee waaye not our own internal democracy alhamdulillah suñ parti our internal democracy man li ma gis mooy amul benn parti fii koo xam ne your party's internal operations are as democratic as that of the Democratic Party. ñeneen dañoo génne Adama Barrow dafa génne ne nekk la sama may candidate waxul ne dañ ma taara de dafa dem man may candidate.
Excellence comme ni ñu ko waxee rek ci ba tey ci mbiru Talib ginnaaw bi nga xamee ni resign na wala ba mu annoncé sax balaa muy ñëw foofu bi mu toogee mu annoncé ne special wala foom nañ ay movement tuddee ko United Movement for Change ginnaaw ba nga xamee ni resign na ci biir foofu nañ ñu bëri jàpp ne xëy na mbiru resignation am leerul noonu bu baax waaye ñoom jàpp nañ ne resign na ndax bi mu doon ñëw foofu nekkul dafa bind lettre ñëw dafa xëy rek bokk fa nit ñi gis ko kon buy bàyyi soxlawul muy resign bot bi nga yëgee ne léegi foom na ay movement comme ni nga ko waxee woon ne sa xale la boo xam ne ku nga bëggoon la mu toog mu resign génn foom ay new movement bi nga déggee announcement bi yow noo ko recevé
bettut ma xam nga xaw bàyyi sa xel amanda topanga programme ba Bantaba came on board in August but wasn't of August appearance in Bantaba xam nga li mu wax ko la about flag bearer selection mu ne flag bearer selection bi suñ ko defee after dina amee rift so liñ toogoon dañ ko tooga so bettut ma mu ne dina am rift mu ne naka nga manager rift di mooy lefi you go to Bantaba in fact go to YouTube his appearance in Bantaba moom fa moo ko wax mu ne dina after flag bearer selection dina amee rift mooy ne suñ ko tànnee Talib dina am rift suñ tànnee keneen ku du Talib dina am rift solo moo am te garmi doo génn ci established party and within less than a month nga form whatever political vehicle what they call a movement or a party loolu dafa loo xam ne dañ ko tooga on the 10th bi ma selecté ci lañ yekka ne nañ génne waaye du tooga la so bettut ma
kon jàppaloo
okay karamo ba so kuda ndi hanyila ke muda bake bari ngawna this critical aspect of the interview mbela filela reaction la role so you see, as we have been speculating, not just us, because this has been something I think way back in 2022, just after the election. So definitely it's a confirmation of what has been speculated. So broadly speaking, what do you think is the biggest takeaway from this? Because it looks like in politics, what militants say at some point surface to the top. And in many instances in our politics, militants will say something, Molba downplay than Anake. Also with the government, something will be happening. Moliafoko, Nimasa Kunda Betene Bekerene, what way scandal back at Finti, Wokarola, all of a sudden is either in an investigation, somebody is arrested, commission, blah blah. So what is your reaction to this?
Yeah, you okay. I think my lenses as an outsider and following what's been going on, I think it's a clarification. It brought clarity to a lot of questions. And that's why I think yesterday or so, or this morning, I said that the party leader for the UDP coming out to do another interview on iAfrica after the interview with the Republic, not coming out and not waiting, coming and doing another interview, because when the leaders don't speak, then rumor and speculation becomes the currency. So unless the right people address the right issues, that will not go away. And for him, as a flag bearer, it is very good because people want to hear from him. Kumajama Lefota, and then he didn't respond directly. Not like me and you, we are on social media, when near for this hour and then we respond the next hour. But the information is moving so fast, that it's not like before you call a press conference every month. No, there are certain things you must deal with very quickly. So that's why I made that point. And I was happy again when I see him do this iAfrica, and then today also Gambia Talent, because, it's, we all say, we talk about UDP because every party is a national asset. It's registered to go in line with the Constitution, that anybody, anytime, can be a rightful member of that party unless there are some rules broken. So it's for every Gambian to discuss. And now, Midakang 2026 is very important. I point to Mem Martin. They are very critical because more Benjamin Karo Kegane, what is the cause of the split? And whether the Talib and the movement, they left because Hussein is selected and they feel he cannot win, or if anybody is selected, Sudutman Duken.
It's about drawing. I'm reading at the end of my card or Akanaka Mododi. I don't particularly that's not fair. That's not a fair approach. In fact, I would add it's not even an acceptable approach.
No, that's not democracy. That is not that's not democracy. For me, if I have to do that, I just have to leave even before the contest. And because this issue is always going on in the air, and I think people like you have indicated, because I came all up example of and quote Nanteng towards the end. You have been mentioning that. Mama interview found Ngamwela Eto mentioned Jele.
And just to clarify, I know for them it was true. He was trying to say, Talib, when Talib said, about victimhood plague, he has done everything that he possibly could to protect him, including when he felt like I was going after him. I'm all kindergarten. That was the essence, okay? From what I understand, because I am all kindergarten. It was about me, so I'm speaking from a very authoritative point of view. And also with regards to Mark, I understand that same person was tasked to talk to Mark also, because at the time Mark was also going after Rohi. Yeah, I understand. So at least this was the perception of the party, and they felt that they need to address this as such. Talib was constantly being attacked by Wandifa. Rohi was constantly being attacked by Mark. So let's address this. So if Talib comes out to say he was not being protected or victimized, it will not be a matter that will not be factual. I think that was the point that the party leader was trying to say.
Yeah, and he addressed it very philosophically when he said, as a politician, you always have to give a reason. So Nibota, you have to blame something. You have to point Nima for openly. You have to blame it on something which coming for isi kangala fenna.
Yala coming from biro boy
So that point when he addressed it, and then when he made this reference that Rahim Malik Loko at that very moment, Konin Talib ko he has not planned anything, then at that moment. So ngaje dole asafia ko what is that what Rahim Malik Lo mean by atebaila? Because since then he told Usainu, the party leader, that Baba, what he's telling you is not correct.
Yeah. And when Usainu spoke and he said bring Talib Kayako, I'm not planning on doing this. I think it is something Mayalongo. Genuinely. Yeah. So that tells me authentically the old man loved the boy.
Yeah. And when he said Kabrako, I am not contesting 2026. I'm planning to create a gap between me and the others for 2031. Well, yeah, at that I think
I want you to help us. What do you understand by that? Because for me that is too ambiguous. When you say I want to create a gap between me and the what does that even supposed to mean?
Yeah, I think he said that to Ba Usenu alone, and also he said it in the presence of the other chairmen and mayors to Ba Usenu. So he's not ambiguous about I am going to create a gap. I think what he means is I want to distinguish myself.
Yes, you see, the Mimi issue still now stands out.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a way, you look at it, it's no problem. I think every member of the party has a right to show people what I can do, and if he tells, you ask him and he said, what I can, I think for me, the funny part is that that statement is meant to take maybe Usainu's eye off the ball. I think he should be straightforward and say, well, I not only am distinguishing myself for 2031, but I am distinguishing myself for 2026. I mean, he didn't say that. So we have this Chinese strategy where it's a diversion tactic. It's for the plan that was already in operation. And when Kemo said, well, unless Talib is selected, there will be a split. And then, so what happens is, at that moment when Kemo said it, and people like you talked about it, there was nothing wrong with it. But when you see what happened later, well, you say, well, Kemo said it, there will be a split if we don't choose their team. So basically, he means that there will be a split. But what's the purpose of the split? I mean, just say that we want him to be flag bearer and nobody else, instead of saying the party is not democratic, it's not working. I mean, those are things. I think what I get from the point, objectively, looking at it independently, what the party leader is saying is that there is no problem. You can, when you are still in the party, you can say, I don't like the way things are going. You can go to the party chairman, the party leader. You can go to the committees. You can put yourself on record and write and say, I don't like this and this and this. Then when those things, come to actualize, you can say, I've said it. But if you wait until you're very happy in the party, and then after when you are resigning, you said, well, nobody heard you say anything. Even complain.
And that's almost the same thing with regards to Darboe application of an Darboe. I got me from who is the right person to ask. Like, why did he not ask me? instead of kafo ko man laajte na guy ñu ne
yellow is the I think is a weakness in Talib that he needs to deal with. You know, you have to be honest to people, because some of us, if you don't talk to us straight, if you talk to us very straight, we are okay, you can tell us anything. But if you talk to us like we don't know what's happening, you know, it's not good. And then you come and we see what you said is not actually what you mean. And the old man is very experienced, because it's a brain. He's far more smarter. He said, when I see something wrong, I know it. I don't say anything, which is wisdom. Okay, but he said, I like it when he said, you know, Ngo Ibrahim Eko, if I'm at a contonal, if I'm at a contonal, you can, you know, the old man, if you come from the village, you know how when old men talk, you know, when they ask you, even when they praise you, you know what it means. You're supposed to know what it means. So if you are not carried away with all these things that are going on, you know what traditionally how an old man speaks to you. When he asks you certain questions, you're supposed to go and reflect on those questions. You're supposed to know straight away. But in a moment, Delta Conton and I go, but in Fama Dela, the monkey in Karoti Fang.
Kumo vele ngaramo karamo ba bari mbadu folo la analysis be diarim bagale nyanjo professeur be la na mfawla dinni mo mfawla favorite dinni mo lawdi mane nga fana bismillah dinni mo thank you so very very much ngebule ni audience ñoo konto ngana dum straight to the point bismillah
Wandifa malon fe kam moy ba iso confirm follow.
Yes, ngemo very well, very well.
Thank you. Abaraka bage kanso to ila platform moto jambi andung kontanta fanam puru ning kuranya benjang. Afana multi me alon doing akadiyamo bola ba. Be odi tul fanam konton ni alon ko don jibe kam ni wato la tente Wandifa. Abaraka bage ngalon be kacha enjoy kam bake from kurana perspective fanam be kontanta bake. Purum fanan na jero to lamoro kabirim partala ngaje pabila diamol hamul min be diamol nyul kono. And so kachano nyam pour mol si muna fangala barka bak.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ngamo le karamo ba talibol bebe la ila kacha enjoy kan. You know, almost muna na dro ngeda ma sindi dro ndef nga ende bar budum you know kacha lan dro la yakuma kan mo le hakil kuma jamala be ñun lando. This is not just about this malamba flanje the petty aspect or some substantive issues here and there. I think from a general point of view there's a lot of takeaways from this for UDP, for individual or social coexistence, because kula keda but being I see for the first time admitting ko I mem miranun talito amaje o manke talibti I this appointment register for talib, and historically this is the first time ndenga pabije I fintin and kaitandiko among content talibla. You know, I listened to this interview not just because I was very much part of this interview, this whole brouhaha, but I look at the old man. I saw a human being who is genuinely disappointed, and then you can see a sonda nyame from kafo komen ko birin talib diamu tan ngay, you know, watu na ko be kanita la yankuba sita talib sita rohi sita lanin sana sita, you know, talib kay ko nyimman ken hamodi dini ma lafte answer, but I want to pin it down to something. Okay, what do you go talib fonle afono wa mitindula ko he is not going to contest for 2026. And on Darboe Naka will come and say Job Kante, I believe, was there. Ako na ni manyina Mamadou Sanneh, former deputy speaker. Then you have Yankuba himself was there. Rohi was there. Landin Sanneh was there. Darboe was there. So what is your reaction during that meeting? In fact, at the 2021 Mankala target, and I think this has been absent from the conversation, but I think it is important that we highlight instead of bari akana member the publicly wala ñu ko pa bi konkana apply, but you yourself internally told them you are not getting ready for 2026. It's not even your thing. What is your reaction to that?
Well, baraka bak ya Wandifa ngamera karamo ba binketa Mamadi Kurang jang adiamuta clarity lan. Bari to go delve into it proper kaje ko mi ka scope ñu fon warandi. pabi diamuta nying internal conflict le mi alonko ake kumandi local government head so le mimu yankubati yena rohi soto ya talib soto hani landing for at some point aya kamanan ko kon bar fanan adiamde wol temo la nyaming anata diam talib fanan na ambition la le so I nulbe to a separate note ledi isaje mol min ya lonko nene camera maybe nyin ko bebe caring party leader manson diam la ko because wol fanan mu perspective ledi narratives milbe public domain kono that nyimbe be keri de be deri fo kabirin tinyaro keta anata da dunje but atandi le time and again you know at some point
Lamin, hold on. Which one's the okay, come on. Yeah, I'm not sure if the audience can hear you, but keep going. Until Lou's still alive, mistakenly did something. I'm aware of it, but
Yeah, I can hear him.
all right now my ko mute num from the first end malum fire bondi ba
yes, I think you're coming. Yeah, now I will have to take my earpiece. We can hear him. Okay, continue. Good. But I'll have episode I have my audio mix as well.
all right malum febe moy kanda ba say can you confirm it Mr. Kurang?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, very well so pabibe diamuka wato aya kayne form le mi alonko miliaje ko mi mebi asida le fo kabirin tinyaro keta yankuba ning rohi talib ke ma rohinin talib ke manata diamu akata ni mo betula woman ke that nte start ka diamu kabirin de fo na jero to ngaje ko mi kul man tarata kuka at some point ni ajibe ko mi la flo wandi fanga diam blami fo specifically wala mu katandi ko mi ay betu kumandi isita nun dami because narrative wolle be public domain to min katandi ko mi nyul mol betu ni la ambition wolle anu United Democratic Party still leader le babulo kono mi alon ko fana mo betu be la moy ka wala yo so ni mol findite na mi alon ko ambition o be la ifana la fla ko opposition o nyinde ta it was very timely pour amanje anin talib da maisi bara anin royesi anin landiyesi anin talibesi anin yankubayesi so that ni mol min be tuto ka fonyin kol kono a be tu satara bunkilin kono akobe kacala dami ibaje le bi kabere afo wato sita ay be tu le to fo saying atute to le bulo kono ni mi la flaka object to command object ka fe fanan ngamra wo court house wala fongot that saying alal fon fo balal fon ko indi ka dum kumal be sate kono mi alonko ko nyimol alla ambition wolde so rahiya fon ko indi talibi ya fon ko indi yankuba ya fon ko indi landi ya fon ko indi bar wo kono la rohiman na son talib la fon ko indi because rohiya long because hinin talib nene mantara kuto killing bake anene wo kamala party leader nataje komi there is something huge because kabir roy kay ko talib mantara to nyala akade fon de mondi nata komi asa rohitulo busano ko asake because afi wor be kacale tinyaka yon galibe ci ko nte la mal la fini position ole ka fa ko mi amantara to nyala laftal Otoro, he was very conscious of Talib ambition. But he's saying, like is very important. Talib will learn in Boko. Because party leader at some point, Campism can bring a quote out of Isembo, so I more commanded from Talib. And Kabra more commanded, I more for Kabra Abe commanded, will them be multi resigned from the party.
Exactly.
Ako Ibrahim Diba, I will phone kicker, and I demand commanded Talib. Karfa, Lopi, and Ibrahim himself, ko ala flaka tara party kono, the former media personnel, media head tondi. Tombo said, these are the people mini alonko party leader ye kumandi. Purka ya niye kaja otoka tandile komi already I be to head countless. I be identify le kaja komi ñulmu molet min ya lonko ibe kukiline annun I have to address the issue. So talib nata put into confidence kaje ko mi mbe koku to mbetele mako la kaje ko mi mbe wafila nyami yeddo ko le ci kay adina min keta national organizing secretary.
By the way, among the people I met diam da ko MC Cham ko atamandra talib agenda wa kan.
Exactly. So saying akamundo to party leader ikamera ni atara non komi kolbe lara ko to nyama be scenario no komi. These are the people ni bobe kala milia long ko be bola. This is why aman talib da ma command. But talib ya fon identify mol min na ay betu kumanna. Anum bi record le babulo no mi halon ko. It is ibo ita agiwla no. Because na be miton be kala bukal fa ka na anitol moda mol aka modo la fon kan min sina mi halon ko sama bimbe min kon. Asake sedo ta ko nyinto. Oto ñulmu kulete mi alon ko amon parti leader terrain because anene kontele ani cité kachata ko la mimbe kachaka so woto ta foko mi ayedele fo kabirin tinyaro keta nata diamu woto ñin diamu e wo senendi le ko mi o manke toñat ya fahamle yo wala mu bari anata ko ba fananda mol fanan kumandi ke tol fanan address ya famle woto mol mo mi alon ko that preconceived notion ole be bul ka tandi ko party leader sidale fo campaign teta mol dunda nyota nata diam woto biya wo fanan clear that I have spoken to all of these people even landi mi alon ko mol buka ko bake nga kaman nga dundi nyinto so that I cleared everything e be to single court bara nata diamu tali fanan na ambitional anu ngambra ke mo wol be to side blal anu ni nata UDP jibe is an institution UDP manke ko mi kafoka kama nyami institution ole mi alon ko we contest the presidential election anu ni obekela you contest flag internally kaje jumale bekela UDP la flag in bebe lola min ko na bota wola min tamita mobe kana but after that nka contest fanang the National Assembly and wo fanan kajele ko mi election ole ka ke moltema ka refe ole ka ke moltema within the party structures mi alon ko ibe tambile na ke
sorry for interjecting but biri National Assembly obviously kilo bulandi mende na kola okay by the way ako I meant so niwe analysis le supply include
yagel hani mentem fu akaya bulandi talib lo mol ko daga mun da party leader man sino la de mol ka mira ko mi amantara kalam tanduro ke bakel ay mo betu ay biya sawolo tela man ngol kam fo sawolo tela wala keta bit imaja be diamula aya momo to fo mi alon ko bebe nyin kampo kono mil be mufta a betu to fo ko mi kabir me commandero la mam motu ko ma e betu nge be commander ya family so anu UDP molle ka contest in the National Assembly molle ka contest in the mayoral or chairman fenko nyendu fana molle ka contest in the ward council fana fenko so ode ibajela nin talib ko na tenteng woto modon teng woto akamunta that is even betrayal of the principles of the United Democratic Party ya family because coming to as an individual you could remember just month ago I contested a position in the United Democratic Party model over 5 people position killing ya family so wole ka tandile la komi ata on a silver platter momo la fla nyinna you will have to work for it ya family so nin talibe to work for this position means to invest money ngamera moli atandala la komi this party is built from the sweat and bloods of innocent Gambians poor farmers ibuka milsano ila loyalty because nara kodolem akamunda to talibe wasukan kodo minangami dundi UDP bi akamunda talibe o mol be san ya family but this is a clear manifestation komi UDP motina bolanang outside ka fo kodole be bulo kono or network connection ole be bulo kono you are going to buy people pour ka position or sa word lato no you are going to have this position based on merit and ila hard work ni ma soto you go and try again because hanim tol ka bring contest mi a position o set I try na me a position ni na la manji fof but B she's the deputy national organizing secretary Binet family so Talib is still young and secondly he's implicating himself time and again yeah fam because ako party leader come at Lola that was clear in the meeting to me nta Lola and then secondly na foko ke party leader fane moki te kan cafe komi imanye na Lola because of Rohia for le ni ya for Landia for Yankuba ya for so akamundo fanang is proof hakili mali ito fanang bulandila no yeah family yo anu party leader fana nata diamu blale mi alunga kuma ya bata komi how it was very short pour talibi finti party kono sama ay parti lo ko tege mi alon ko mol ba kon ya famle bari pour ka kumo fo la parti leader le mo kan Wandifa
alonko left findoning establishment on tema is very short period of time. Obviously, I can indicate it looks like a Karamoba talibol bebe la moira be Karamoba la moira like nyinka ngamene be guide la foda. Okay, left nyini ngala mena wala Karamoba nya jibe formation onying. Ngalo amello because ya momange doft. Formation onying keta nyame. Kabiring you know it will bada patio it will la formation okay nyame ani biring wato men ibada patio wato mena ani formation okay the timeline ni nia jibe and yemen showcase as of now okay left ni wala ni obviously it is confirmed ko ibe fenata bikanno but do you think ko it made a strategic phone call ke ka nyame move sol ke ka nyame. Do you think in a strategy for Mota Bakala because yala model ke over it when yamala camera go, you know, they have in his own words, they have a political strategy team, legal and PR. So but if having all these machines and now we are seeing the output, Karamoba, do you think the right strategy has been deployed by these people? Come on, strategic. Yeah. Do you think they're very strategic thinkers?
If you ask for my opinion, you know, looking at the strategic decisions that they made, I would say they made very fundamental errors right from the beginning. Yeah, because if you are leaving one organization, moving to another one, political organization, and in your resignation, you said, well, there are credibility problems from where you're coming from. So what you're supposed to do is for you yourself to be original and credible. Yeah, and if you ask me, I would say then, how will you be credible? Number one, if you keep giving conflicting statements, even before leaving and right after leaving. In your first message, you said, I'm moving on, thank you, UDP, and we are going to set up a movement which I am going to lead. And then a few days later, you said, this movement has no leader. And then you said, Niajibe, the timing that the party leader mentioned is very, very relevant. Of course, it doesn't make sense. If you deny that, okay, this was not cooked. You said it's not cooked. Yeah, okay. Now prove that it's not cooked. First of all the resignation letters are the same template. That's a sign of cooking. And then you are the mayor. Out of 19 councillors or so, 11 or 12 resigned on the same day. Saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me that is not cooked. If you have maybe spontaneously, if you want to be sincere, Gambian Gold Monkey thinking told you, just say, right, it's because of X, Y, and Z. Don't try to, brainwash people. Monya be tilo le kavo mole ko samadi bole be kering.
Kamol nyaku tilbula ba.
Kamol nyaku tilbula ba.
No menje ko moje.
Yeah. And then people say, oh, but you start the movement, you said, which will eventually become a political party. These are his words. Which will eventually become a political party, which I will lead. And then next you said, this movement has no leader. And one of the things, sincerity is very important. It's very important. Afang, let me talk about this point. What the party leader said in his statement. When he said, Abem Malale, coming ngasi bantabato kafoko as a politician, depends into the party. That's no politician should do this. And you see, I've been saying this, not because I belong to the party or I belong to any faction or I support anybody. Some things we read politics, we follow politics. But if you keep on saying, okay, yeah, I spent 7 million. I mean, you're a politician. Come on. If you're a politician, you have invested more than money into the political life. You should be ready to die for it. You can die your life. That's why we brought up the case of Solo Sandeng and said, if you talk about sacrifice, sacrifice cannot only be financial. But even if it is financial, anybody who don't want to be a hypocrite, you know that if you spend 10 million or 20 million or 30 million on a campaign, think about the thousands and thousands of people. The small fares they pay to go to the rallies, day in, day out, their credits. They close their shops, they close their businesses. Did you refund them? If you calculate all that, look, we're economists. Every single time has a cost. So if people cost that for you, for just the mayoral campaign, it will go to $1 billion. So how can you come back and tell those people? And then some people broke their legs there.
Wallahi.
Some people break their hands there. You never know. They never even tell you. So if you talk about sacrifices, you come and say 10 million. Financially, people contributed $1 billion, but that's financial is still small compared to the life, the sacrifice. Some people will, as you came over, will came annually because of
Wallahi.
Politician, just because of politician, somebody can get divorced.
Yeah.
Families can break. People, people sacrifice a lot. So, yeah, ordinary people, many politician, he said, party, they are hiding. They give 1 million and they are hiding. Or they give 1,000 and they are hiding. They are not getting they are not getting any position. They are not looking for any position. They are not even looking for messenger in the mayor's office.
Wallahi.
And they contribute money. Those market women who contribute money, they come back and pay tax every day to buy fuel for you.
Wallahi.
And then you come back and say, I contribute this, I contribute that. What about the people? So that point is also very philosophical. I like it when the party leader addresses it. As I said, nobody can speak for a candidate. A political candidate must speak for himself. And today, with all credits, with all due, no matter what, we differ with him. I think Hussein spoke for himself.
Very well.
And he spoke philosophically. And he addressed very philosophical points.
Yeah, before I told you this behind before we came live. I think Talib is making a strategic error by trying to think Darboe will not come to clear himself and fact check him in the process. No,
that's what that's what I'm telling you, because you see, if you appear in a commission, you think nobody come back and say, no, this is not true, this is not true, except maybe Senator Martin. You think that politics is like that? Politics is not like that, no. If you throw one, near molo killing for a molo turning killing nebula leka wo. Nko molo lon.
Ha.
Yo. Ne killing for a molbe turning fulale bulaleka. So in politics, if you say things, you have to justify them. You have to be ready. Anything you say, you defend it, and not just to defend, I did this, I did that. No, your arguments. That's why I said credibility. Your argument must sound reasonable.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
To the layman. It must be logical. You understand? So, you know, all those people, what they are selling, you know, and he talked a nice, like my co-panelist, Wandifa Manneh. I may point out each one of the people who left, you know, MC Cham, Tombong. I'm not in UDP because I can say, well, I can swear to the Quran and say I voted for Darboe before 2016. Tombong has never voted. in 2021, I voted for Khalifa, but I voted for Darboe before 2016. Tombong has never voted for Darboe.
Tomo was very much with APR.
Before 2016.
Yes.
MC Cham, the same thing. So those people, even me, I spend more time in UDP than them.
Qualitatively, yes.
MC very asa ko da ngara birin pa biya kuma da ko akate ma akamandra talibu Africa da akabe UDP le Africa. What is going to be your reaction to that?
No, but what did he say? Mune MC Cham when he resigned, what did he say? Mune man talib moma yobu UDP. So I remember Pabi Ani what is happening, what he said after he resigned. Yellow, when I'm going, they make credibility is very important. If I am leaving, if you are leaving, your credibility is people are looking at those circumstances. When you were there, and then what happens later, like MC Cham, Tombong, you know, Talib himself. Credibility is important because your message, you know, in the end, if you contradict yourself, argument natural. People will just show you that you contradicted yourself in what you said when you were living.
Absolutely, yeah. Nako pabi behind the scenes, nako manne kuma de jai talib UDP la jai. I bo UDP ako talib mama is it? So definitely there's a contradiction right there.
That means pabi anyini ka wato men amantonya fo.
Yeah.
But why they have to? These people, what I notice also, I think why are they so cowardly? They cannot. When they mean something, they know people know what is happening, and they still just look at people and say, "Honey, it's not like." So the whole thing, you know, they have their strategy is based on misinformation, massive misinforming people, you know, manufacturing some kind of a deep story, you know, that is full of decorations, and you know those decorations do not last long. Okamutal ko ni sama binaka ye fongo e banana jambota ya le kuto samabe soronto. Obe kala nyaadi de avant.
Wo samabe budela.
Wato sibi karang.
And to be honest with you, only any day on the calendar when we talk about these people, we have to talk about credibility issues, because what is apparently one of their biggest problems. Starting from Talib himself, you know, and Kemola, Rialembang, you know, MC Cham himself. You see, literally within this short period, we are able to highlight at least contradictory statements from all these people. So, what am I going to movement as a whole? I think the issue of credibility is one that is very, very unique to them. But Manneh, you can jump in because Karamoba.
Yeah.
Now,
just to shed more light on karma babota min fo kanja nal sa remember nung kabri youngster min be caring so revelational keta kuma ko fotaji immediately talibe safero kel malo mol kanyina was safero lan because kabra ke that the end is near I fene lakan amam me aborta tata ya delete malo fali wo remember
Yeah,
yo so saying the end is near
I remember that. I remember that.
perfect so in anything that you do niko the end is here means that ibe pace le kono ibe borola that ibe kule target ka so that is why you have the beginning and the end. But if we are in a formless, you know, there is nothing like Atabaila. so,
afa nyanta rohi ni kala wala.
Ah?
Go nyanta rohi ni kala wala. Allah jarang kamuso.
Ngo Lord me wala ate bayla ngamira ina tu mba fana sambal na ngana ena ma ko yin la do fasarol bare nda fa
very good.
birim pa
Sahe.
talib ko amantra fem plan kan roy ka ko amanto nyafo
Ing.
bilet pambe
Yo,
ngana
okay.
ngati
Another contradiction. Atoka mandra fem plan ka, but kabiri yang kuba diamuta dorong, anata safi ala Facebook wall to like that the end is near. Cool time futata dan dulal to, momo belo dulalonda, nimba fula nimane kawon. What I'm saying? Wakatale tali be party phone kono le bara aya bo wato lon and wole be sutiya kan because abe exposed kan ne beyond reasonable doubt. Rohile ba ani rohile be nongoro tora bari yankuba kapita nyokan because yankuba kabra tata mimbe keri wolen ka safi kanti ke balo be para makata ni molla ajigo mu nyinneti anunte man lala bi you know so woya sila baje la ata a for itandi sang to nyante mu nyin but ko ni ke be continue la tending wato sitale pour momo be lodu la londa but wandi fa ni nata jibo woy talib tara party kono la anda o kumo fu one but secondly kabrin talib
surwal kam même fo e ko lu face tour so mune be face powerful that pour tout so obviously kam même fo it makes complete sense and never I feel something was boiling and he was in the middle of everything but I think go no I'm trying to play nice but then at some point diko buga makono
exactly so saying what the party kono biko bela momo be political situation will understand kanu wala na borta I would delete because if people want to talk more about that maybe a plano min kono is going to massively fail though it's failed but massively but secondly kabri talib be resigned from the position of national organizing secretary and the point of argument was that the trust issues me along maybe Usenu Bolo like that was a presumption that Usenu be ninne so manke confirmation wala Useni a confirm fanam be in clarity that intendere man declare talib la pura en nyaton ko yandi nin campaign la ko but woma la fonction ni role so he used that also as a bargaining chip pour ka tandi ko mi nyim fana mo kuleti mi alon ko mbor but Useni atandi le ko mi it was not his intention neither ala miraro that amalla talib la pura la campaign organizer so that means talib la wo fanan is just out of scope ya fam Abuta Wokono, then he becomes a rank and file in the party, just like any ordinary party. Ya family. But I party law, Katun Kabra Tata Kerfatu Yanyin Kale, whether he is the founder or whatnot. Ako is not the founder, but he is the initiator. Ngamera in English, those are synonymous words. Words for Lemina they are interchangeable. If you are an initiator of something, you are the founder of that particular thing.
There is only one meaning, you know, I cannot more button.
Yeah, family. So what else? Talib mu molti mi alon ko aka bori responsibility lale anu ngolje commission wala karo fanan nale ngaji ate fongol ko mi ko mi alon ko as a critic no demanding na to be dunati he just try to be on the fence because no one ni for a movement or middle law anunde I still reject that this is not a movement and my argument is that movements are formed on interim executive. You need an interim executive to steer the affairs of a movement. Yeah. In the interim kafole ko nyinnem kafole nyaton ko hani timo le kafole nyinnem captain you cannot have communication leadership. Communication for. What I'm saying, communication person on whose behalf is the communication person in the person of Kemo Bojambol for Kenya. Kemo nyanta what decision on in a parcel, but people will hold you to account. So at this point, this
ngamra nadi no be network isul la soroga Gambia moy lolu but memen kala drum as the network issue continues I think the right thing to do at this okay Manneh yeah the network mantara mantare dia kambage e kamole say
mbe moy kan ne malom bi ya lon ne mbankum Allah akbar because now party de am ta banko fo ko but me min kono follow we continue with that you can family
yes
so saying Wandifa karmo ba di amuta jang UDP la financing system wala ya family e party mi ya lon ko ka 1996 Ferdinand went to work in 2018 and that party in 1996 to 2018 a party finance will for the other film betu because of ibuka happy fon kele na flow dunje fo moli alon ko tel ka UDP sponsor mbe ngalo ne mimbe siring mimbe okuna tolola mimu dipito
don't also tole suturo kono men bugala fi fay tole findi definitely speaking
yeah was saying ni moli woke comme moli party min tembu turu dictatorship whilst people bloods were spilling whilst people are running for their life mole parti mun tembu fobi futata nyi level to ni te nate yele do mon dundi woto just like ngana bum min betu lo fo nga betu structural betu complete ite nata ko imal okay maybe Wandifa la jang white paint le bijang yamranta kele yellow paint in so for because talib ko spend the little minyan to fona la moylen ako because of congress ning mi ya lon ko congress should happen somewhere atel la congress in K so on that note we spend millions. Yeah, family. So what Akamunta UDP coming nimba fula as a structure the structure was already complete, everything roofing, furniture. I tell fula maybe malafin painting sifala. I can do from my own will can you paint in sifa and UDP allow him the chance to do that painting. Yeah, family. Because UDP have a
highlighted something well you go one of the events I have sponsor that not done that. It happened in his own region. So obviously he was in fact to go after the donors and bring them on board to bring donors. And
exactly.
You see, let me tell you something. Yeah, Talib need to humble himself. I'm just a nobody. But I'll tell you something. I was able to facilitate somebody, a victim of Jame. A young man like myself. I used to speak about him, Fonka Kumbo. It was just after the change. I know this guy, and during the Jame's last days, he got killed. And I used to talk. Somebody contacted me. I want to build a house for this family. He wanted to go through me. I go. What I think the right thing to do is to contact the family in a direct contact also. Yeah, understand. And then I link this family to the mother of the deceased, mem father, mem banda. Yeah, just days before I became very young man, almost my age or something. So, and then eventually, you bungalow in a family. You understand? Millions went into that. You understand?
Yeah.
But this was a donor which came through me. You understand? And this is just one. I can tell you a lot more fundraising issues. No, that is politics for you. But it doesn't mean that how can I brag today? It's just that to me, and that's it. Yeah.
So what point to me for the thing? Ika point to me, I'm a living witness to that because when the party leader and coming organize my point of observation was let us have a data sort of. Isaje momo belenda pro dunkanje we know nyindula kare na full kare dundaje motola karola balula karola so that nimbe future plan for kekan and we know more like a donation or nyindula kare and nyindula kare. That is very important in any organization. Yeah, family. But what I am meant to understand is that
That's one thing I would like to ask your opinion about. I would definitely have opinion on this. Well, you go this issue of anonymous donors, because you see, I think it's a thin line. It is more of a fragile line to meander through than a lot of us will admit. Because near Jibe, some people will want to donate based on the nature of their position. It is on a 12.
Yes.
Understand? Okay. But also, it is this possibility. There's this possibility that crooks will donate with hidden agenda. There's also this possibility they will donate to some people. Imari nyol nim kodo dunte buloko no ibado malale. Ya understand? Because kodo di kodo la ita malaf moyelo kodo dindela ngata ngo okay mole kodo dina kamare la fa toevo maybe take 2 million and take 1 million some. You understand? So and I think that the party in any case should come up with a policy surrounding anonymous donors. So I don't
Wandifa, it makes a lot of sense. That was my argument. Go. Molte nafulo mi alonko is over $100,000 and above. It will deal on an anonymous basis. Yeah, family. Because if only affect in the long run. How do you manage your data to know Jumale Kanaflo di, Jumale Bukanaflo di? So what if this event was a very successful event. Let's say another 100,000 spent anonymous donors, spent let's say $50,000 is half of it. So now near and next event next year, we are expecting another 100,000. If that anonymous donor is not alive, who will know? Because you'll be like, okay, in the event another $100,000 should be good for the budget. New anonymous donor mantra, how are you going to cope with it? So this anonymous donors, criminality kurungol ka dum pati kono through this anonymous ways lella ka kodo di molla mini alon ko they are the top echelon kila positional buy ibaje le sama ni nata they already know ndolle nyin kusifal finance family. So it should be open. Isaje momo ni la fla na flo dundi la pati kon maybe ka fe to isa fe I findindi maybe ni be positional to in the civil service mol kana alon ko mi Wandifa le nyin dundi nyin dula kare family. But there should be a data mi alon ko aja alon ko mi Wandifa fana mu donor di UDP la project kon. But at the
let there be a cap. Let there be a cap. A threshold. Yo, Nyanjo, Kolimanjolo?
Yes.
Ebijana?
Network ngamera.
Yeah, no, kana.
So Wandifa ngadiamu ni nata jibe. Keba fongo jibe mi ya longa nata mi nyami fongola. Alifa dole bote diamola. Komi donkani usenu nyada maike fulat. Wandifa ni bal jibe. Willem UDP la finance. Willem multi mini halonko. Wolle ka UDP la aso bil sa anu ndeka ko mole time and again UDP ka balu ala na fulo fanko ka tamani wo aso bi sang wolle jimalle ka aso bil sang wolle min jabo wa filalti nin chal wa filal nin tiesenelal wolle ka aso bil ka sanne bang ya sang bang ya fam ka biri 1996 nim pa bil le bo aso bi sang wolle UDP ka fon finance through that momo bi min kelaje because mole to ne tale big time moy ka mojila ko moto tang mbole dila UDP la na nyim pass fengo party leader la welcome ya fam bari ita ndol fana million lon ko e aso bil se ite on the mind na no that man fenke because these people consistently tolle be party samba kanu through la $5 or ni la $100 or ni la $10 or ite ni chapter that what will mean you put it into the party's coffers ni man chapter you kenyale kas but these people consistently bokeka ajarta pabi fo kata do ko ke kanyama uto ke moye aboto wodulato ka fa ko mi fuelo mansoto aka kaje ko mi fana nintala sisel wafila all those pour kaje ko mi abe futala UDP la event manyami ya fam so wakata ndile ko mi these people hanatere mune be bulo kon they are ready to give it out e mon position sotaje woke ba man position ni ka UDP ya family so UDP ka finance nyami mo kilinta tala no ka fon telle be na fulo dunni kanye na fulo le ketenye anu party leader ya fon tala sa prime example ngana na fulo dundi je nyaawo nyantel be party nyaton ko yakan ko fana be pol kono ya family because nin nemo ta tambila no ala jibro ka tambi dinkol bini UDP man sala nemo min ba ko na ta tambila no party leader ya family oto talib fana na ko be wala nyama nin talib fana fa invest
because it's like about phone because I phone place ni kanje so talib fana after this long that go talib a man fenke political investment lamu and aga phone le
Yo. So minatin na amantara woke kan num party dole danda be duna UDP. But kabra dunta jebe anata je ko me let me invest. Anu kabra be invest kan they have always ambition of mobi to ala ambition of jela. He was investing for like a flag bearer. Because ala nyimbo da ma wala kan mola that he was investing because he thought that he's going to be the flag bearer so that he can consolidate the base of the UDP. This is why he spent a lot of monies. Ako do min fongol for jama balbi abetu dunda momo bulokon. Taribi abetu lonne. This is why some of those people are resigning.
Thank you, Ndoma. Thank you. Anala saku la fana nyam kodola kodo nyi nata na nyame.
Ito labe
no me be brama di bataraje. Ni a trail sol no ma tombon sedi, ni a trail sol no ma karafa, ni a trail sol no ma lopi. Ah? Kodo be dunda nyolel bulokono. So what is the di kamane fon complete?
Yeah, fam. Hana ko fengol mil betu foten dinga kodo akodo mandu Hussein Bula akodo mandu any party akodo tada party la structure le kada kai atele fengol sa masimal tada party la structure le bi every structure ni tada nyimbang kun kan yebe talible don kultar la aba fata renje base ni tada je ba mer ko basem KMC da because of talible don call min bola so ala investment was not coming solely pour UDP lem but ate fongola mirror to komi I'm going to take over in 2026 and then I need to make the grassroots familiar with my face. Yeah, fam. And you need to spend money. The party will not because it could can party con. Yeah, fam. So face a mole in mini along they will subscribe to you so that nim kudeta na you have a lot of people min better lekom. Eka fam. Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, fam. So a lot party leader mim for ngamera I have to coin komi mote siso konkona no UDP la financing so kono mol mini alonko inate UDP tara everything is set, everything is shining but nunda democracy kono ngaminkele and then this democracy monso to ka fo komi keba mabota fo kan nyame Mamadi Kurang komi kodol da mali invested people pay this democracy with their bloods molle yelo bonda pour bimbe democracy min enjoy ka
Maja Darboe example full of the many alonko they donated but they never saw any question in UDP. Han exactly position of Bukani. Nulban all diamond road. And there are many other people. Imagine Darboe Nabi struggle because there are people that he cannot even mention because of the nature of their because of the condition they don't want to be known. For the long party. So what I add to that is I'm sorry, but it shows a childish part of him because how can you be coming near interview energy that was a big revelation. For us, that's nothing.
As a whole phono, we are not going to Wandifa, not going to any other struggle in UDP. Come it be Yanko Bolshamin Fono, Yanko could be like menu in the diaspora. And mobile to your witness like they were amplifying the voice of and the plights of people many along Bangkok, human right violation. Young boy they have that
London protest within Europe protest all binding. Yangwa is not their match. Yangwa is everything that they are not. So what happened ala kobga de? Kamunda technical issues maybe I need to step up. Kamunda freestyle ndesan. Gambia la wodi ro. But remember kela Pabila interview I think I will continue with that here.
Become so-called financial million while you are already benefiting from the position of the
go ahead.
Abe maybe I mean enjoy can be when if I'm coming from Mole, I networking opportunities in Minshoro is massive. Talib say mina fando networking opportunity la kujani dunia be kirla.
Yeah.
So America more than that. Okay, we're playing at her.
Okay. You're okay with that, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Let me play the interview.
Many of them, young boys, APRC stalwarts. So no new one UDP. That's why I left again. Party boham them bokulo ci won. waaye nga ñëw nag sa candidate jógee sa candidate because of loolu nga ne parti bi dafa wéccee taxawaayam o doxalam daf ko wéccee waaye xam nga mooy ne su fekkee man ki ma bëgg a jël loolu du bokkaat ma parti bi man nga wax loolu Kémo Badian lan la Kémo Badian wax Kémo Badian dafa nekk di ma tàgga rek waaw amul dara lu ma wax bu ne Kémo Badian nag loolu fi ne xale boo xam ne am na future a lot ci politique waaye wax ma ne yaa na ko waaye nag na ko xaw a tardé moom I don't know lu ko xiir ci li waaye li ma wax mooy seen resignation letter c'est all of them kenn wax loo xam ne really is valid dañ ma bëgg a wax ne all these other thousands of people yi nga xam ne des nañ ci UDP ñoom dañ juum gar mi nañ wax dëgg suma doom dafa resign because ne man su fekkee tànn leen ma dama dem seet suma WhatsApp feneen and he has a right to do that waaye buy ne parti dox lim parti bi looloo tax yow nga nekk national organisation bi la mën a wax ne ci executive bi lii la propose les parti bi lii la ko war a doxale somebody like Almami Tall dafa wax ne nañ def li nañ def la ne kenn ci ñoom ci ex yi nga xam ne ñu ngi ci exam muy Karafa Sonko muy Loti kenn ci ñoom mu ñoo daan at the executive level kii Malick Sow kenn ci ñoom at the executive level kenn wax Moustapha Sodia ne donc man dama gis parti bi li moo demee nii non if anything is saying mooy ne Adama Barrow naka lañ ko takkulee waaye not our own internal democracy alhamdulillah suñ parti our internal democracy man li ma gis mooy amul benn parti fii koo xam ne your party's internal operations are as democratic as that of the democratic party ñeneen dañoo génne Adama Barrow dafa génne ne sala suma may candidate waxul ne dañ ma taara de dafa dem man may candidate
excellence comme ni ñu ko waxee rek ci ba tey ci mbiru Talib ginnaaw bi nga xamee ni resign na wala ba mu annoncé sax balaa muy ñëw foofu bi mu toogee mu annoncé ne special wala foom nañ ay movement tuddee ko United Movement for Change ginnaaw ba nga xamee ni resign na ci biir foofu nañ ñu bëri jàpp ne xëy na mbiru resignation am leerul noonu bu baax waaye ñoom jàpp nañ ne resign na ndax bi mu doon ñëw foofu nekkul dafa bind lettre ñëw dafa xëy rek bokk fa nit ñi gis ko kon buy bàyyi soxlawul muy resign bot bi nga yëgee ne léegi foom na ay movement comme ni nga ko waxee woon ne sa xale la boo xam ne ku nga bëggoon la mu toog mu resign génn foom ay new movement bi nga déggee announcement bi yow noo ko recevé
bettut ma xam nga xaw bàyyi sa xel amanda toppa nga programme ba Bantaba Kémo Badian in August but wasn't of August appearance in Bantaba xam nga li mu wax kola about flag bearer selection mu ne flag bearer selection bi suñ ko defee after dina amee rift so liñ toogoon dañ ko tooga so bettut ma mu ne dina am rift mu ne naka nga manager rift di mooy li fi you go to Bantaba in fact go to YouTube his appearance in Bantaba moom fa moo ko wax mu ne dina after flag bearer selection dina amee rift mooy ne suñ ko tànnee Talib dina am rift suñ tànnee keneen ku di Talib dina am rift solo moo am te Garmi doo génna ci established party and within less than a month nga form whatever political vehicle what they call a movement or a party lépp loolu dafa loo xam ne dañ ko tooga on the 10th bi ma selecté ci lañ yekka ne nañ génne waaye du tooga
kon jàppaloo
so bettut ma
kon jàppaloo ni UDP am na loolu buñ ci play ci bi Talib apply yenn kàddu yoo xam ne ñu bëri jàpp nañ am nañu ko yëkkat am nañu jàpp ne sax dañ ko doon buli ko ci naka ci lu mu apply ñu di ko ay yaa waxoon lii da nga bugg a ay yenn kàddu yoo xam ne ñu bëri jàpp ne sax am nañu ko doon yëkkati kàddu yu ñaaw di ko teg
man dégguma ko Jamal Kadu Jinyao on anybody.
All right.
Dama ko fight. I'll disclose things here. Ni na kunyo Wandifa Sanneh. Mungi UDP bente. Wandifa. Talib. Dafa attack Talib rek. Dama ci mom. Ma accept tolerate mako. Dama am give ay kilifa ci parti bi. Yeah, nañ ko waxal that must stop. Mark Jane, Junior, Wadi Junior, amul leen du wax ci roy. Ma am nit yu pour ñu wax leen. If am one occasion sa Mark Jane wax na Mark Jane. So pour nit wax dara ci moom man ma yëg ko te def ma ci dara. That will never happen. So defee dara mu nga bëgg ko justify. Foog nga ut ci dalil.
Exactly. I think Manneh, this point is very important.
Very well.
And he has supported it. But now he left. He wanted to flip the story. I have not been protected. I have not been supported. I've been victimized. And victim would be, he also push the fana kodikola karola ko ha do ala support so because yala nyulu e ka kuma jama ala support ka neji be kamende kamen for ko beto ka to make it look like come yala na flow useless you understand at the end of the day dump, and that was never the case. This guy was genuinely loved by Darboe. Darboe trusted him.
Yeah,
you understand ama jamfa ayamuta damen dal ama momuta. Let's just say it as it is. So how can you say ko bunya damen a buñana fana UDP dingo nibe palaso inyenda buñani protection o mensotla ani nganya aya beso. So he never leave. I think he should just leave, but not even try to make it look I was not protected, bringing about issues of integrity, party principles. I wish we often talk about principles in our discourse. Unfortunately, it's always about personality in Gambia, and since the colonial days, when they started transition, since the issue of independence started, Gambia's political history has always been marked by this, very callous issue of personalization of power. They always personalize power. President Olkake, because Talifongola rise in Jibe, you cannot. I send personalized to empower himself to climb up the ladder. If that means breaking up UDP to him, so be it.
Yeah. So yalo e coming for the Wandifa. How do we divide and rule? Me new farala nya de saje mara losa sonia. Anu jam politician o jama bal bije hani milka bo party kon wodronne ka kila diamot mbe komi talbe min ketendi. That is the only thing. Mbe UDP faral no nyaale finansa nkamo sa farmansa ya no nyami. This is why full campo babulo kon within the party, establishing an institution within an institution. Ya family. So bari ila resignation of party leader diamute legend. Ajama ba betu manke because of kafo based on principle. Moment principle code no je. Because no one them resignation of manya nekala beat. Yeah, some of these people they are with principles since 2021 and you don't resign.
Yeah.
Because party leader at some point the betu wafala ake bayata la kete ata winner. But I have made it clear in one interview. Ngo kabo talib laba, kabo karfa sonko laba, and every top executive member of the United Democratic Party, they all have one single voice, that the UDP's election was rich. Yeah, family.
Yeah.
So how can you say the UDP election was rich in 2021, but you also will come and say, the party leader wafila no, oto pabining abuka win, mulbuka son fire. That is very contradictory and keba for manyana make sure la weke jikot. It after no kuni ya sunyale, bi ni na de ko umaro ning abuka win no. Enta wafila no Wandifa kamunta udete atuda la morla le bulo kono kalete musi fanyadi.
Exactly.
Because you can sunyale mean that you won, but you sunyal anu sunyarum nakarol. suñaro manke komi mi wala keta la rightful rightless sort pour kake it's cheating nana UDP e moy no loi mo lan party leader di am tole nata code e moy le num then dum facts will be tendered min ya lon ko me murna electional perhaps
Yeah, absolutely.
and wolem karabala position otinu wolem talib la position otinu wolem lopi la position otinu wolem ñul betu la position otinu what this thing of Hussein Dabo Buka win ntenga mara no executive member of the UDP I write pour ka wofo sign the moral authority pour ka wofo because kabering alba fo kay sunyaro kele none of you was like tonya man sunya so when you say sunya le no we all agree to that then you cannot come today to say the party leader Buka win no it's very contradictory.
Exactly. I mean, these people never think like if I were them, I think wrong. A contradiction of just one other contradiction is the fact that Talib refused to resign because he literally said it doesn't make any sense. Okay, he was an executive member and he's still a serving mayor of the UDP. He opted not to resign, but every other rank and file member of the UDP who decided to Talib resigned. So it is like you guys are going to do hardest and the dumbest thing. I'm going to play nice because I don't want to be called. I don't want people to know that I'm a hypocrite. And that resignations, those resignations, they don't make sense. They only make sense in their own eyes because it was intended to make UDP look outful in the eyes of the general public. That was the intention. That's it. Nothing more than that. Strategically, but let me just continue with playing this as you sort out network demanding.
Man joma ko man def man gomlo lo xamne amut te suma waxe nit ne tal def ma gomlo lo xamne amut te ma ndax wax jo ndax lo wax ju ñaaw la lo wax ju ñaaw
daf la gomlo lu amut
gis nga nak so bëgg nga def dara nak fa nga amé reason te mom ñom ñoo xamne dama ne def ko xamne ya ngay def anything nga ne li dama ko def pour jaxa talib o jaxa turi talib mané len du talib wala répercussion bi ci UDP la mané ñi def du roy UDP la
so he didn't just protect him but he said he has a reason to protect him because protecting his image him talib means protecting the image of UDP so he did it
ata amda ha fanyam ibuke la fen noringol ja ijawole band party leader ko wole foten in a nutshell hana tara mun kule be killing let's find a way to solve it within ourselves because to castigate
why not am nga nak politique nak
sorry go ahead
non ka fala ko mi ala kumo ni ba be to summarize la jam wala muna ini momi be ku killing you cannot ite la fen normal jala no bande kami fo wabol kami fo dro ila fen normal ite jala no bande pour jawo jeji ya famul hana tara mun be keru nun talib sul wala dina ko ade amta tol betu but lonne because party de ka ko time minna talib na la campo mol kumandi anu sekol la tata fa make that comme mol kami fo dro jurole din doge la fo de because ning alifa ya lo photo aye bulaji ko yaate
dabala strategy do be ke ba karamo ba fo ya fu janne comme do be ke ara de lo mbaraye de mol malon bo that was the best net as a man use no to a party jawol killing iba kan aya nyakas aye aya nyakas aye mo ya nyakas bari aye kuma ni na nak inila timo be because nyaaji be jam meeting ol men be aye fo iba jela ko yam ngala mo le one side anidia iba jela na lo one side anidia iba jela fo be la nyaaton ko ol final fo be sitale at one point idiamut
so even founding members can engage
Talib has no excuse which I have no problem with let him just go and that way for the mayor it became clearer to him later on they have been cooking and planning this for a very long time. That is the only obvious thing here now.
teman talib mako duma wa dara ci mo ne du deg smart child mo ta ñoy moro so ruus naa su ma ruus yàlla moo ruus naa Taalib pour wax loo xam ne ci moom loo xam ne benn dëgg.
moom first appearance am ci Kër Fatou wax na fa yu bari am lu wax ne am na ay kilifa yoo xam ne dañ ñëwoon ci moom wax ko ne yaa leen yebal pour ñu ñëw wax nga wax ko ne wax boo leen demee wax leen Taalib ne na wax ne na mu génn pour mu def déclaration wax ne ko moom boo taxawee moom du taxaw wala mu wax ne moom du taxaw mu wax ne comme yaa yónni ndax loolu am na
again xaw ma ban kilifa dem
okay
can down lede mba block and also I don't know why.
Yes, no, can I worry? Nsebula no le sai, nsebula no fa yesaro.
Let me sing it.
Man prepare back. So obviously, ndefo interview nyembole mbole kamo nga enjang ndefo nyanda la juna la bi obviously sama kulung fenko tuwa joya de bayla. So it's okay, it's okay. Abaraka back, don't worry. Abaraka, I understand.
Su fekkee loolu am na Taalib li ma dee diggante moom am nga suma interaction moom ba ñeneen dañ cee jàlloon ma ne leen Taalib nag naa diisoo moom parce que mooy suma organisation secretary dara préventu Taalib pour ñëw diw sangam de dafa ñëw ci man ne yow yaa ko yónni bon ma wax even ne li ak li la ma wax nga wax ma ne diw sangam moo ñëw ci yow ne ma yow yaa ko yónni ci man su fekkee maa ko yónni suma xel dina dem ci li ma wax ñooñu ko ñu wax waaye amul benn dëgg du dëgg lu tax maa yónnee ne ci moom pour ne na wax ne dafa du taxaw lu tax may def loolu lan la am ci UDP loo xam ne man awma ko ci UDP lan la am ci réew mi loo xam ne man awma ko ban traite la am ci man ba may def loolu su fekkee sax dina am kuy neexlaate Taalib moom war a neexal man war ma ko neexal.
kon yow yónniwuloo kenn.
man duma neexal yónniwuma kenn ñoom yow ma ne la kay moom dafa ne su sélection bi amee rif na am soo lii dañ ko pare woon soo lu ñoo wax nii yëpp loo xam ne dañ ko tooga pare nañ ko doomi adama moo leen dem pour xam ko dafa jafe waaye billahi Taalib fi ma dikkalee betta na ma wallahi betta na ma dama daa xuloo ci biir UDP ak nit yi ngir Taalib yow yaa def xale bi mu beew ma ne leen bàyyi leen doom jàmbur ngay def li nga bàyyi leen ko wa betta na ma de wallahi betta na ma
ba tey ci biir comme wax yu bari ñoo ko xam nga mbir bu xewee ku nekk ak interprétation ku nekk ak li ñu ci wax rumeurs yu bari ñu wax ne after 2021 presidential election dafa amoon waxtaan boo seexoon ak Taalib ci ñu bari jàpp ne da nga ko diggoon am loo ko dig ci lu jëm ci wàllu flag bi ba loolu moo tax Taalib tàmbali di too dem fi Sénégal dem fi ci yu bari ndax loolu am la ndax mos ngeen toog ngeen waxtaan ci biir flag bi
maa yëg too am si biir Sénégal ana ñoo ne moo ay député demoon nañ fa wala moo dem waxoon na ma loolu waaye ne mais yow moo ko invite bi soda UDP place bi su fekkee mun naa ko jox nit lu tax may apply dama ne jox leen suma pare dama ko jël waaye lu tax may apply ñi ne neen ñoo gën a xam ne flag bi ara place mun ma koo jox kenn parti leader place mun ma koo jox kenn congress moo mun a tànn ni def ko la parti leader flag bi ara selection committee bi ñoom ñoo la mun a tànn ñu def la flag bi ara after bu ñu la assessé dig ne naa la def flag bi ara su ma amoon doole boobu bon duñ ëpp application ma just tànn rek ne leen diw la ñoo def flag bi ara o man may nekk flag bi ara li fana ke fa Touré laajoon na ma li waaye li ma ko tontu li ma ne su ma nekkee président kuy nekk suma vice président loolu de man maa ko tànn UDP amu ci benn loxo ci loolu maanaam ma am li fi respect rek laaj seen loo foog ci diw sangam muy vice président loolu mun naa ko def waaye nakut ne UDP mooy détermine ne kii mooy nag moo war a nekk sa vice président so li ñoo wax noonu ma garme amul benn dégga
résignation dafa am ñaar ñoo xam ne dañ dirigeant te ñu yàgg ci parti bi wala sax ku ci mel ni Rafa Sonko nekkoon campagne manager nga ñëwaat ci Ibrahima Diba balaa ma ñëw ci Ibrahima Diba ci mbiru Rafa Sonko dem na sax ba am na interview mu def ne comme like as a campaign manager soo gisee benn mu resign as a campaign manager génn tamit ci parti bi mooy xam na ni itam muntu sel comme yow candidacy comme as a campaign manager moom wax na loolu ba tamit demam bi yow nu mu la def comme ku mel ni Rafa Sonko because yaa ngi waxi tombong Seydina bi mu ñëwee ci parti bi yàggu fa 2016 la join pour Rafa
has been the party all along
wow
has been the party all along you know mënuma jaay as a campaign manager mu ne duma mën a jaay well that is his opinion waaye ma wàlle leen bi nga ko selecté this time around as the campaign manager ko ne ma ne ko Karfa am nga léegi ma ne ko li ngeen a wax around ne Socé dif mun a win election ma ne ko loolu du fen la de na nga futeeku na nga dem liggéey li nga loolu leen feesal ci noppi nit yi leen koo xam ne Socé pire la yaayam baayam yëpp naka Socé kooku du mun a nekk rëb xam nga loolu saaga la mel ne ba àdduna tukki Socé du fi mun a nekk président waaye yéen soo ko def na nga ko def ak mandu mun nga def ko ak ragal yàlla Karafa ñooñu loolu lay lifin ne Socé def mun a nekk
ñoom ñoo doon wax loolu
ñoo yees loolu lañ téye ma ne ko yi ngeen nit noonu ci public laa ko wax te there are other things yooyu xëy na jarul ma wax leen fii Karafa ma ko dee wax surtout ma ne ko Karafa yaay campagne manager loo fee def
okay bayo nkanela time always sirbo Sonko Gambia ke wa kilin to kebe Sonko bismillah I know your reaction will be very very much needed in this nge ko donge bismillah bayo ni mo la jogono ila microphone mute na bari nge ma ko ngo bonde mute rim polo bayo yamare be studio kono ba ebe studio kono obviously but yamare be jeba you should be hearing me because I'm on stage you are too Sonko Gambia okay yeah I think Sonko dropped it yes so let's jekyll this part Karfa Sonko that's not interesting for me I'm gonna push it a little bit Karfa is more fooling
nga ma waxee loolu nekkut ne su Barama Diba demee suma politique daf ko affect koo xam ne balaa moo sànni karta ci yow la nekk sa doom jékki-jékki rek ngeen ko toof ci dundi doomi Adama loolu dina métti dafa mel ni sa doom bu dee nga ñàkk ko li koy uteeloo daal mooy ne moom ñu kaw suufi àddina bi mun naa xel mun naa dal waaye li ma laa wax mooy ne nga emotional lifin boobu loolu laa wax de nekkut ne li soo say dee wax dal koola dal baliya
sibo
mooy ngeen minante tey minante lool
sibo kala be
ñàkk minante ñàkk lool human lifin boobu loolu laa doon lifin
yàlla da bëgg rakkaatu ngay da bëgg rakkaatu
tey xam naa ne moom Ibrahima Diba naka si biir Gambia 2-3 days gisutu seen Darboe lu métti la ci moom
ite to bëgg rakkaatu maanaam foofu nag hakkilo be flag bi ara gamba wala ne bëgge daga ñen kame sama do fana ngata dere mbagal ci bobu na wege ko re fana man rap ku de da plan ga mi ko say mo kala mo
Ibrahima Diba nekk si biir Gambia for more than 2 days ñëw reer ak Ousainou Darboe o añ ak Ousainou Darboe métti na lu métti la ci moom I know that
yow nag noo ko yow métti wut yow.
dama la wax mooy ne dafa mel sa doom bu dee métti na ci man waaye waxuma ne man ne Ibrahima Diba parce que li ma miinee
waaye amul lu muy yàq ci politique bi
waaw parce que li ma miinante Ibrahima Diba miinante moom Modou Sabally Modou Sabally is not more Modou Sabally is more than 3-4 years waaye Ibrahima Diba depuis 1996 more than 30 years miinante boobu la waaye nekkut ne dafay wàññi dara ci sama politique Modou Sabally tam xam nga wax dafa nekkoon dafa ci man di ma wéetali waaye nag demam méttu ci man niki Ibrahima Diba
elay bondi jan jalen taliban no bida
because dëgg de Ibrahima Diba def ma wéetal nga xam ne xale boo xam ne danga koo yónnee dama defal ma le fii ba dex gi
so am ñu doon wax ne comme am nañu ne Sabally is vindicated because Sabally am nañu bari ñu jàpp ne reason bu tax mu génne UDP du yow du keneen but Talib la because ñu dafa jàpp ne Talib dafa nekkoon di build himself within that party.
Well man Sabally musuma wax loolu.
mosul laa wax
man Sabally musuma wax loolu. te ji nga nag xale yëpp. kenn ku nekk taaj naa la aide la nee la dama bëgg nga defee ne parce que yow tam mun ngaa nekk njiiti parti bi. yes Sabally musuma wax loolu ne Talib mu doon bil boppam ci.
ko tole ndan kamor akara lo kundo ni ga ñore ndinga say e ko patio ko na kare keteng bari fana mu nyaado dinno han ko fon so han alaji wonni fay so fona e fana sikeno nyim patio ko no soma alfatile e sikeno nyaado ko le som I think saying that is just to encourage everybody han Memphis more fooling is so for no what a tanat bar ko men bro tole ni ko tole ndan kamo da lo kundo ni ga ñore ndinga say ya so palaso fana la karola men ya gundi ngokono nenyi sifa foe that's what they're gonna do like it all any kind of statement that even looks like that or that even sounds like that ibata lalako they want me this man I think he either wants me to be the flag bearer or if I want to be at a balance ya problem jala ka create nyam tol mona hamolo masaka and to be honest with you Gambian or African in general, but Gambian specifically, Manfe Amase Agola and Gabela Fuede. Wala Nekata Batuta Morolia, Gabela Fueding. Wala Nekata, government institutional corrupt. Wala Neka Moluja, Mandratiel and Derlade, Menakumon Cola for Tonya, Ne Dingo, Gaula Jolong, Madongana Camera from GB. Wala Neka, you don't be a never testify. Eka microphone, Beka do Nyoto. Gambia! Eka Doljera. Ndefo blood capture ndo capo tela sa ngam moja very sensitive information only very generic information that wasn't generic in any way. It was sensitive and intentionally yes sabotage badinal jututa nyimola nimol be kelola no nyulma betia imam betia billahi like kay bara kelo ñun mu walti ñun no imagine mo kata public testimony la ikata akala aka tradula dul foga ikaji deliberately kaje sabotage wrong ka be du ni ñoto no ñi mo mam betia
parti bi dedet sama ko wax
no gisee nguuru Adama Barrow definitely almost like 10 years because
nguru Adama wanan ma wanan ne Barrow dagase ko ra dagase mu gen
mu jóge
to ko dag
ku tambire wota sonna nasike kale hakilobe ku to men no tambita munaninde ben dakilati lo lefe danum be killa sai bolu nyaato le ngoni bida kelo to kay bara wallahi ngale ninde dara kelo to kay bara munangale nin kafiro lu mandefa wolunze kafiro lu jamafa ngana muzolu ni la dinningo lu sambanan ngane kulu fo e moria o kay bara kelo billahi nyinni pour Gambia balu faifa nyul kelo no kay bara kelo ba no lo compare ni ba misal fentem fo nyul lafta kam ilafta da be dey nya be tay fem ko ito la masi bo be nyalo la ke be nyala tela iko be dalo le la ko laga ibe dala tel yemira de ikam wala fewol sunya ko ate mala ikate fola hadumo exactly ni a pion soto back. This is the problem always. Ni na full tiol belen dawda ni e fen soto dron manse Gambia jibe ka jumal lel fon fo back manse ala li jibe jumal hay ka fo kar haklo bije men manke elected official abiya katare ye kodole soto ya sunya nafulo na sate buta futa dula do e ka dunia view men soto only manse adro wol se satisfy no. You can never live like an ordinary person. You don't even want to live like an ordinary person. You want to climb up the ladder. Allahu Akbar kabira. Hadu molom. Hadu me jaw. Hadu me jaw. Wala ke badan. Ibuka son give up la.
am nga ma wax dara loo xam ne dafa naxare waa NPP ak ñi support Barrow kero bi ma ne ñu wan Sakunda fuuri loolu naxar na leen
Yàlla baba fana
xam nga du saaga sa jëfiñ seen jëfiñ la ma nga seetaan ma just take benn exemple current budget bi $52 million lañ budget ne na Barrow dem caaxaane tukki ci biir réew mi ñuy feccu ñuy sabar ñuy def nonsense $52 million dama ne Mansakunda fuuri Mansakunda soobew du def loolu $52 million jël ko nga ne dangaa dem wër réew mi foofa naa ñuy sabar ba boor seet.
Yeah, and just to be clear, Barrow follow wato Kodomenka use. It was like about 5 million or so, because I had a discussion with somebody about this. Actually, an MP was briefing me about this. I took down some notes, not notes, all not affiliate. I tried to get back to him, obviously, but on other issues. But I think I'll get back to him on this. Please, I'm giving every patriot this very simple assignment, mensa no, voluntarily. Alala National Assembly members all in Birimba Rosita 2017 to 2018. 17 rather. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Annually, I just spend meet the people's store. Meet the people's store annually, borrow a femfem budget akatambi wala dia akatilimbali na akatambal. Near 5 million budget not instance all budget meango. He doubled the amount allocated. Prior to me, alato anyanta men spend naje. Nika anyanta million lulek like a million tank. Baro nyinke molal sanji jama. So wala tina nimol konte win an election. I'm like, okay, you mean we cannot be against this state machinery? Are we willing to call them out? So I believe a good part of our fight may along science ending Amandra Tamaka na legiono dobije or na contingent dobije me along mantra fight kanga whole National Assembly. Because Baroka Kodomen Diafonla, this is a very big part of the NPP campaign. 2 times a year. You are giving yourself this amount of money. You know, they used to give him about between 5 million or so. I've got 10 or so. Now we are talking about, 20, 25, 30, 40 million. What is wrong with this man? What is wrong with this man? No.
Motor did down, up and down. I mean, business is tarde. The office is if
Yeah.
Kuwara dem, yep them.
Ya pour dem déglu boykat yi déglu waa réew mi déglu seen jooy xëy na loolu
wax ma ne moom bu mu dem dama ne dañ cee dépense
dafa bari
10 million
ñi dee dem da dañ war a dem nga peesal fii ay moto ay truck yóbbu leen loolu
in a serious country our young politicians should be like nin talib ñol comme xamoo bela they want to stand out. These are the things that we need to confront the government. To be honest, the fact that Barrow is using a lot more money than he's always allowed to use when it comes to the meet the people store. And like Darboe rightly said here, the important stakeholders are they are already there. Those are the regional directors of agriculture, of education, of health, CEOs of various health centers in the provinces. These are the people that you should be meeting with. But could allocate. I saw the record from 2017 2018, 2019. You could omen double. Imagine let me get back to the screen here. Aliou Job ganyan if it was 10 million, Malong Aliou, if you don't mind, you can tell us the year. If you were allocated, this was just one instant. Just one example. He was allocated 10 million and they end up using 30 million. How is this possible in any government, any serious government? If you want our aggression and passion to remove this government, if you want us to shift it positively to fighting for the best cause, because no matter good cause, that's the best cause, the more productive cause, please, for God and heaven's sake, politics of personality lendi jana and politics of man yep alwolandi jana. We focus. We have a lot of energy to fight this Adama Barrow government, and like Darboe said, we will not say it any less than that. Masakunda furingolam. You cannot tell me you can spend 30 million on one meat to people's store, and now they are asking for more. Our MPs are sleeping now. Poor Wandifa may along voice star. He cannot do nothing about that. He go and see social media. All the time will be spent to rant on this. And I get vexed. You have your MPs that you actually voted for. You ask people to vote for. Some of you even put your money. Purka make sure you're all voting. You don't tell them to go after these people. Kufanya fight in the National Assembly. Kelo National Assembly. Because if you are given 10 million, you can have toll nationwide toll to go and sell NPP. Nimbaro podium motaja kamene for lawyer double. You know what you go and spend 30 million on that? You want to tell me we are a serious country? But how can somebody like me on social media set the stage for that? Let's just be factual here. Social media cannot set the stage for that. It is these people, many alonko, by force. Use your position. Don't use your mayoral position to be president. Use your mayoral position as a position government pusla. You become a pain in the ass for the government. The government should be feeling your, your pressure, not us. How can you try to use your power to suppress somebody who is just a mere social media user? Go after the government. Our parliamentarians could do it. Talib himself could have done it. But no, he wants to be president. Bro, we're not supporting you. We're not supporting you. This support. No. Thank you, Job. Thank you for that. It's crazy, man. These people, you come and Yinka UDP affect nyame. I wish we understand Yinka UDP barne nyame. Ngilakatara sirine, nilete le nyimbe ya. That's the time they use name kodo some other provinces. That was even saying 50 million. Okay, let me help you. Let me make it 75 million for you. Because near 50 million allocate. Okay? That means they will come up with a few more millions, many alongo. Agriculture. Ibaflo kodome ba dila mo la cash. Yala wote tarap mi di people stove bojero nyon. Woma agricole project golali. Project gol me be forcé to launch la. Ya understand? Iba project gol men forcé to launch la. Wolni wolta kilia. Kata youthful assemble ka 100,000 de 200 300 400 500,000 dila. Ka fo ko let spend agriculture ko. We know when we know that they are just NPP supporters many alongo. Demba Sabal, the biggest thief in Gambia. One of the biggest rather, because it is very difficult long Gambia Sunyaroro. To be very frank with you, Demba is not my cup of tea, but unfortunately that's reserved for some other group of people. But Demba, one of the biggest thieves out there. Okay? I'm speaking about this because I know it. So that's why I command boldly on social media. I will shock you. I will shock you. So when it comes to agriculture, you force project called me dia kuya. Project called me launched by Frose. Imagine Ministry of Health. Scandalo men if you guys can remember, yo motol men nyamoto sa World Bank jorindal. You know why those vehicles ye force those? Because the president apparently after inauguration of Dolakle bola bahindika. No. Independence anniversary celebration. Ibola baynikang itara moto sauce dollar damandi alongo manyana ka sauce they pay double price. All kind of BS. What is the problem? So if Darboe is saying 50, I'll go with 75. Because of all those forced projects, many alongo be forceto yela la diakuya, no, Adama Barrow is a very big problem. Ni topiko bandam mena programo en la.
nañ waxante dégg ministre si dem pour man ñu gën a relevant agriculture health, education.
Yeah.
Why ñooñu sax mën nañoo ñàkk a dem. President with a lean delegation and under from each ministry with a senior assistant secretary ñu jël parce que region boo dem dafa fekk director of agriculture nga xam ne kooku moo responsable pour agriculture ci region boobu education dafa fekk director region boo dem region boo dem dafa fekk health ak CEO yi nekk administrateur si nekk in the various referral hospital Farafenni Bansang Junku Njame now call it is it Kansala, all these places yang fa amee the administrators ak da nga am di directors su fekkee yoon yëfi yoon la yaa nga amee di lifin di engineers di how do they call it district engineers problème boo xam ne nit yi dañ koo joytu ñooñu mun nañoo jël ak note si su fekkee advice la they are technicians like the directors ñoom ñëpp technicians la nee nañu professional advice du nekk political talk so that yow nga mun a ko address so you don't need $52 million pour nga dem di yaaxale di sabar di def yëfi ñàkk fayda yooyu foofu loolu dama ne Masakunda fuuring la da nga seet ñetti at yi 2003 2004 2005 diñ def ci meet the dialogue with people to almost $127 million ñetti at tukki boo xam ne su lifine su yàggee ba yàgga 3 months 1 month so nga ne 3 months $127 million
wallahi
loolu am na fu ñu ko war a dugal de loolu ci tukki de provincial to so looloo tax mu naxar leen te naa ko ne lu ko wax de suñu defee yëf yi soobee yaa duma leen wa Masakunda fuuring naa wane ñu Masakunda kenn de
balaa ñu ñëw ci UDP government naka la war a mel comme ci yooyu but bëgg naa ndax UDP pare na pour def former coalition with United Movement for Change mooy Talib's movement.
Well, that's loolu foog naa xam nga ñoom ñoo gën a UDP xam nga ñu ndax leen ñoom ñoo gën a UDP foog naa culture was more relevant to them. No, it's more relevant to them parce que
no léegi movement lañ boo xam ne mu ngi ñëw pour nekk parti.
It does well su fekkee movement la du parti well how can you have a coalition with a non-entity, a non-political entity?
Pour ñu nekk parti.
Okay, duñ xaar ba ñu nekk parti ñu soog a xalaat loolu because naa la wàlli dégg nga whether they are party or not dégg nga ñoom su ñoo dem ak ñoom dégg nga dafa nekk under the flag bearership of UDP da ñoom dinañ nangu loolu so ñoom I think question is more relevant for them than me.
kon ñoom bu ñu naree ñëw tamit di ngeen teg condition yéen UDP as a party.
dinañ accept UDP flag bearers as the flag bearer.
loolu mooy nekk condition.
pour ñoom. Of course.
waaye comme pour ñoom nga bëgg a teg that condition.
parce que yow UDP nga ne ko lu tax nga war a ñëw nga bëgg a ñu change suñu flag bearer mais ne décision bi parti bi jël ñu reverse loolu non foo naa lii mooy more relevant for them than ñun de.
ok auditor général ñu génne ko ci official comme ñu xool ñu ne dañ ko appoint as minister of trade ñu toog moom mu ne mosu nangu appointment bi am ñu ne nangu woon na ko ab léeta mu di jekk ko ak yooyu noonu yëpp kon ñu toog benn monde rek ñu génne ko fa mbir maa ngi ci court xëy na duñ ci dugga ci biir bon yow bi nga gisee loolu doxalin boobu noonu ñu génne ko benn monde ay PIU officers ñëw track ko out of the office nga gis lu fa xew noonu yëpp am sax ñu génnoon di protest ak lu fa mujjee xew ay tear gas noo yëgee noo ko jàngate.
dama yërëm Gambia. ma gisee loolu dama yërëm Gambia.
loolu doo diyaamuta.
waaye kontaan na ne Mr Cissé jël na action. UDP ñu doon xalaat. xam nga ñun suñ filoon action dañoo ne is politically motivated.
yéen doon xalaat def si dara.
Of course because it runs contrary to the constitution. former Inspector General of Police dafa waroon a jànga ci behavior police bi at the council, Kanifing Municipal Council. Min demi use force the things. Lolu war na la jàngal. So li nga wax yëf yi mu ngi court.
waaw
waaye nag ñaaw na lool. su doon man la. su doon man maa nekkoon attorney general. Number one, police duma nangu ñu intervene in this type of things. Dama doon dem court. Su fekkee óor na ma ne li ma government bi li ma def is correct. Dama doon dem court. Seek an order of injunction.
Yeah, that's the right.
Mr. Cisse, from coming to court, from coming to that office. When you determine whether his removal is valid or not valid, you don't use force. The government should be a government of laws, not a government that use force. Really? So then man don't attorney general, no lie advise government. Nañ ko defee nii su ko defee aduna bi mu leer ne ñun loi lañ dee toppa. We don't use force in anything. I mean, it was very pathetic. When you say, gentleman be talk, police be talk, who call hold me. I mean, the common criminal. A very decent person like that. Ñaaw na lool.
Okay. Laata ñu jeexal because léegi time bi xoj nañu waaye bëgg naa
benn programme ñu mbaada na jana. I will have to end my program here, inshallah. Tumando bato, we will catch up here. Karamo ba ka tentu ka jay talibol ya la presence enjoy jambaba kele anata nyameng kan kide fata aninka lafa yamarone londo la kuma ka won nyinyata bakala analysis was top notch, one of the best. Yalon karamo ba londo bol nya londo na warta mobulu ndesan yamamande wato wadi drong nyanyi nga na daile droit yam do fankal nako loni tiyo ka bankete so ka karamo ba tentu bake ka jay nyima la programme multi atelier nyim programme anyim programme kuleni baka na jan biata nya bake bare amanken damati talibol final jamaa be duma comment section do yayi tan dijele anu dole sa fe ko nyoko very good karni samana wato wan ko karamo ba ko membe setup kan bare yafon le taman zero jele ani ma fale alfon le ajele ko me galvanize kan ya on sa me na kala be nyomelo ne kana by the time ko 2020 because ntolbe mem parandi kan wasembo warta taliban o manke talibanti o mu state house leti ya famle men kala be ñoom melu ni ga waye bu ñoom bu len sobendi ha même bi jedro wala ñu ni ko al direction no me ma denki lala kam même fo wala man ni ko la prova wala mbar denki lala ke denki lala ko tilo membe bore mbe jala wala nte be jala wala membe kere mbe kacala wala mu banko di ngol lelti mu mol lelti ko membe kere mbol kala ning alfa lafta nga ñaati len ten al kuge topiko ita dularo bar ning topiko tata fo nganna kalo beñendu nga tilim barola tuman do bato ate adama baroñi mota fulay ko kala beñola kuliya kala beñola kuliya moto fulay tuman do bato ha mala babala jadi ni ngana kala beño menundi même message jori ka wala distra mo la message family ngela message jele family sa e fane la ngatal la e fane la wodo ño boto la kuliya moto fula baro tumando ba ha nim pare na baro bala ngam menu pare ne nim be pare domani we are still putting resources together man pare de this is less than half by the time we are done state house will be like bifani natal we will trouble you baro we will trouble you and we know how to do that, just don't worry. See tech atule balu haramon corruption wala tumando ba inshallah rabbi nal babala ñotal ala baraka bake atul menu be bi jang nganna mol tendu nge jay gas la baraka bake itani la mol menu be alon ko wollel bi jang ngal be kontomba ke bake menu comment bang menu ya like menu baral siaren ke because karamo bae kuma kamol menu fi jang dunia la nyanta ko talibo be sularen kanyin karamo bala yin kumol moy ha sama bisio be kala barbutum silang may karamo bae mentu jang anu momo la fa siala kana nyin kada ala kunto ala download ala partager drone dunia kono ha mo kana na permission nyin ngade ala download ala kuntu ala ke audio ti ala janjan nyaaw nyama ha ala janjan nyaaw nyama sibi garan sa de ta ko nyaadi ako I like the background ata bata sibi garan sa de law ha ala partage karamo bale na rajang a banketa talibul be kontanta wala hande fo bi ni je kan ko kontanta fende fo karamo ba e anata dolbe dindiyari nyambe doyari nyame nat dolmu talbe dindi on dolma ga han talbe ke wade karamo ba kuma ni sudo dron akonye ko na mo menan dangula yalo wo fon horoma man tambi wala wen se o ba wen jusola ba ga en kontan ha karamo ba tendu ka jayi ka fay ko men ko jango ka inshallah antu do ba do karamo ba fana wata kila problem di fan kana jang ha kadiamu asi jankeno dulati damande alongo wati ni wati abe karana la jang bari yalon londo ni karfa jamala kana do ko siata bulu aka busy bari na frita wato don bari naka bo nyokala mal abe wato fulanyel na frita wato don ni nga nyinin ka ba fulanyel mbakara sambal na nyala nin talibul kacha kende ha abaraka bak simi garanzade ndete dankula sino le benna say nda sudo songono la ngara la mbeja men jang na non da simanna because in domorta siman dala already bara mala fo mbok man na simon mala ka su late domoro because ate mela bella yeah maybe I don't know cross andola kan jibe jan ka jibe so nawa negotiate la nawa negotiate la ala baraka bak embe stream nyum bada na jana bara fu sama inshallah simi garanzade en kumande